Good morning. This is Rachel and welcome back to my channel. I just put a new lipstick on. What do you think? That's not keto related, although I don't think there's any carbs in it, so I guess it's keto approved. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. I'm going to talk about macros. I know I've recently done a video about do I count macros, and the answer to that is no. But this one's going to go a little bit more in depth. It's been coming up. Certain people that I'm helping have been asking me, oh, it's the end of the night and it still says that I have fat that I can eat. Should I eat? No. 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 Don't do that. Okay, the reason that the whole macro thing came up was a certain group of people were studied that were doing the ketogenic diet. And their protocol was to keep their carbs total under 20 grams a day, eat fatty sources of meat, and eat only when hungry. Okay? So then they would log their food in, and it would always end up, not always, there were probably some times that it didn't, but most of the time it ended up that they were eating about 75% fat, 20% protein, and 5% carbs. Okay? They didn't put their height and weight into a calculator. The calculator did not tell them how many calories to consume, and then broke it down to how much fat, protein, and carbs that they should have. It was the aftermath. So they ate just according to how much their hunger was. They kept their carbs under 20 grams. And then it equaled out to be the 75% fat, 20% protein, 5% carbs. Okay, does that make sense? You don't start out with it and eat to that. You just eat and then see what it equals. Okay? So, your goal every day when you get up should to, I'm only going to eat when I'm hungry today. And what I eat will be under 20 grams of fat. 20 grams of carbs, and I will eat fatty sources of meat. Okay? You can have 2 handfuls of leafy greens and 1 handful, which equals a cup, handful of other sources of vegetables, like broccoli, things like that. Cauliflower, which is all the rage right now. You can't overeat on those vegetables because guess what? Vegetables are carbs. That's what they are. So every food out there is either a fat, a protein, or a carb. Some of them are all 3, or some of them are 2. Some are just 1. Okay? But vegetables are carbs. Yes, they're good for you. Yes, they supply vitamins and nutrients, but they are a carb. So you can overeat on vegetables when you're on the ketogenic diet. Don't feel like you have to get a certain amount of vegetables in, no matter who tells you that. There is not an essential carb that you have to eat. There are essential proteins and there are essential fats, but not essential carbs. Your body will make its insulin that it needs for you to survive. This diet will use either the fat that you are ingesting or the fat on your body to make it through, okay? So that's all you need to know. This doesn't have to be difficult. If you're super obsessed with food, which so many of us are, and I know I'm way less so now than I was in the beginning. Now I kind of look at it like I just need to eat something. Now, I'm not going to lie. There are certain recipes that are like, oh, I've got to try that, But my best advice is to stop trying to be so obsessed with food. Like, stop finding all of these crazy recipes that at the end of the day you could definitely overeat on, okay? All this cauliflower and so much cheese, cheese you can have on this diet, but it's not unlimited. So when you're making a recipe that calls for a bunch of cheese, you got to really scale back those portions in order for it to work for you. So that's my 2 cents worth today. I hope it makes sense to you. If you have any questions about the whole macro thing, I'm not the best expert because I just don't do it. I count my carbs. That's it. I have no earthly idea how much protein I eat in a day. When I eat my vegetables now, I used to go way overboard on vegetables, I'm not going to lie. But this is a learning process. I've only been doing this since April. I haven't even been doing it a year. So I'm learning as I go, same as everyone else. So now then, I just follow what Dr. Westman says. I don't even get this many in a day, but at most I eat 2 handfuls of leafy greens and 1 handful of the other types of vegetables, and I try to keep them green vegetables. I don't really eat other colors. Now sometimes like I'll throw in a red bell pepper, or I do love radishes. Love me some radishes, but you got to be careful with them, okay? And never eat a carrot. I do not this gal. Anyway, have a great day. If you have any questions, leave me a comment, but please like it and subscribe. Bye.